This video, we are going to talk about Context API. And to start with, let's just take a look at the basic app that we have built for this project. And that is very simple. It has a header, or you can call it navigation, that has username here. Along with that, it has avatar. And here we are just saying, hello, Jon Snow. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at how the app is structured. So we have three files in SRC. The first one is index, and we have app and header. Header is responsible for displaying the header on the top, and then we have app that is only saying hello and the name of the user. So if you look at index, we have defined a data set called user info that has name, username, and avatar. First thing is why we have defined the username here. The reason for that is because this information is needed inside app and header, and the parent of app and header is index. So we have information here. We are passing the data from index to app because the only way to communicate between two components is to communicate using props. And the data always moves from top to bottom, right? So here we are sending data from we are sending data from index to app using prop. So now the data is going into app using props, we are accessing it, and then we are forwarding the data to header. So that's the structure of the app right now. Now, just because we are going to learn about Context API, so we will need to understand about three important things here. First of all, what problem does it solve? Then we'll go ahead, understand the problem, then go ahead and learn about what actually is Context API. So there are three parts to understanding Context API. First is creating context, second is providing context, and third is consuming context. So let's start with the problem first. What problem does it solve? So here we can see that the only way to pass data from one component to another is using props. So right now our app is very simple. It has only three files. So passing data from one component to another using props is a lot more simpler, right? Like say, from index, we are sending it to app using props here. From app, we are sending it to header using props here. But imagine what happens when you have multiple components to take care of. Say, for example, you have your index component. From index, you need to go to app. From app, you need to go to homepage. And from homepage, you need to go to header. So this is one route that we can take in future. We can also have a lot of different components coming in the middle of, because the more your app gets bigger, the more components will have, and the more components will have to pass through to send information from index to header. So if you look at it, what if you just need to send data from index to header? You have to pass it through these two components is because of the nature of props in React. That is, data can only be passed from parent to children, one after another, right? So this is the problem known as prop drilling. So even though you just need to send data from index directly to header, but you have to pass it through app and homepage. So you're doing prop drilling. So you're passing from one to another, from this to homepage, from this to header. And this is the problem that we are going to solve using context. So what we are going to do, we are going to refactor this app so that we can directly pass data to app and we can directly pass data to header. We don't have to pass it through something like this. So it's like breezing. That's what we are doing, right? So let's go ahead and understand the three parts of context, that is creating context, providing context, and consuming context. For this, we are going to follow this website article, that is tanyarasika.com. The reason we are following it is because it is very simple and easy to follow. So first thing is creating context. So first we'll go ahead, create a file here, and we'll call it something like user context, because this is going to contain the information of the user. So we are calling it user context. First thing is creating the context, right? So we will import a special function coming from React that is known as create context. So create context is a function given to you by React, and it will create a context for you. How do you call it? So you just call the function, and here when you're calling the function, you have to pass the initial data. So you're importing it, you're saying react.create context, and you can pass initial data here. But what if you don't want to pass anything? So you can just leave it like this. Whatever being returned from here, I'm going to call it user context. Okay, perfect. So we got our context. That's all you need to do. So here we have the information. Say for example, in our index component, we can move it to user context, but that's not the point. We just created the context and now we are just going to use it to provide and to consume it. So we created context. That's all you need to do. Moving on, we need to go on to providing context. So providing context is when you create a context, you need to store some value inside it. So how do you understand it? So providing context means after creating the context, you provide some kind of value to it, and consuming means you consume that value. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what is user context. To do that, let's just go ahead and say export it. And now we are going to import it here. So we'll say import user context from user context, right? So we will get access to user context. And here what we are going to do, we are just going to say console log. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the user context. So I'll just refresh the page here. When you refresh it, you can see that this is what you get in the context. And here you look at it, there are two special properties here, consumer and provider. One important thing that we understand from here is that it's starting with capital letter, right? So it's some kind of component it is. So you can also see that if you expand it, it has something like react.context symbol or some special things are here. But when you create a context, what you get is you get access to two special functions, or you can call it component, that is provider and consumer. So what you can do here, you can have like access to user context. That's all you need to do. Now the next is providing the context. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to provide the context with the information. Why? Because the information is in index, and this is the information we need to provide inside user context, right? So how do you do that? So you call user context. It has a special property called provider, and it is starting with capital letters. So it is going to be some kind of component, right? And you have all the children that you need. So user context or provider is through which we will provide value to user context. And the way you do that is by passing a property called store. And the way you pass value to user context is by passing a property called value. So value, inside value, you need to pass what value do you want user context to hold, because I'm trying to provide the value. Only if you provide the value, you can consume it, right? So here we need to provide user information. So this is how you provide the value. Now the point is, how do you consume it? So we will not be passing data using props now. We will directly be consuming it using user context.consumer, because you remember we saw something as you have two properties called provider and consumer. So we can just consume it here in our app component. So there are multiple ways to consume the context. So you can see that started with creating a context. The way we did that is by using create context. So you call the function and it returns user context. So whatever there is, it is going to have provider and consumer. So you can call it provider and consumer. But here we have not done in our case. So moving on, providing the context. So the way you provide it is by passing a property of value inside user provider. Now consuming. So there are multiple ways to consume. Why? Because there are multiple kind of components, right? So we have one kind of component that is a functional component, and we can also have another kind of component that is class component. So what if we convert this header into a class component? So let's go ahead and do that. So now we have a header component and app component. App component is a functional component and header is a class component. The reason I did that is because in the same app, we will be able to understand how to use context in class and a functional component. So in a functional component, using a context is very simple. All you need to do is to import a function or a hook, you can call it, known as use context. So all you need to do is to say use context, and this function will help you access the value of the context. So here what I can say is user is going to be use context, and we need to pass the context that we want to use. So you saw like we created a user context here. We can import that here, that is user context. This is what we need to use. And now when we go ahead and log the value of user, we will be able to access user here. So instead of doing that, let's go ahead and replace this. Rather than saying props.userinfo, we are passing a value to context called userinfo. And that will be the value here, right? So we will be able to say userinfo, whatever it has going to be, it is going to have a property called name. So here, first of all, we need to say, instead of props.userinfo, we can just say user. And here, instead of saying this, we can just be like user.name. Let's go ahead, refresh the page and see if it is working or not. It is working as it was working, right? We are getting the information, but this time we are using it using context. If you want to take a look at it properly, you can just say console.log user. Now I'll just go ahead and refresh it. So when you refresh it, you can see what is user. User is going to have a property that is name, username, and avatar, similar to what we give as a value to the provider, right? So I'm just going to delete this console log. Now what we are doing is creating the context in this file, exporting it from here, providing the value using user context.provider and using the value prop. So now the value has been provided to user context. We can consume it. So we are consuming inside a functional component using a hook called use context. And all you need to do is to pass the context you want to use. So as soon as you do that, you get access to the context, the value inside the context, and you can directly use it like this. Now again, I don't want to pass data like this because it is in context. Rather than passing it through, I can directly use it in header. So how do you use inside a class component? So to use it inside a class component, all you need to do is to pass a property called context type. If you want to take a look at it, this is how it does. You just need to pass a static property that is context type and whatever is the name of context. So to understand it better, I'm just going to open this dev tools of React, and here you can look at header and you can see that you are getting the information using props because that is how we were getting it earlier. Let's see what happens when we just go ahead and say something like static, and here we pass user context. So first of all, we will have to import it. Now, as soon as you save it, what happens here, you refresh this file, it is going to have some problem. But for that, what we can do, we can just remove this part here. So let's just remove this here and we're just going to comment it out. So we don't see any error and at least we will be able to see what is going on. So when you refresh it, here you can see that just because we have added this static property here that is of context type, you cannot change this name. All you have to do is to say static context type, and here this is the context that I want to use. Just because you added it, this component got a new property called context and it has a value same as what it was having in the context, right? So what we can do now, instead of saying hello, we can just be like this dot context dot name, right? Similarly here, instead of saying this dot props dot user info, we'll just say context, because we added a special static property named context type and the value is going to be user context. So that's why we got the value here. And now if you take a look at it in your app, you're getting data directly from context. In your header, you're also getting data directly from context. And now the app looks the same as it was looking earlier. So just to recap, the first thing we understood about context API is the problem that it is going to solve. The problem was whenever you pass data from one component to another, the only way to do that is using props. So right now the app is smaller, so it is easier, right? But like in future, you can have maybe tens and millions of components and then it becomes huge problem. You have to pass data from one component to another just in case if you have to keep doing it, right? So when you need to pass data from index to something like header, you have to pass it through app. In future, it will have to pass through multiple components so it can go to header. So that is the case when we use context. So that is a place where we use something like a context API. So there are three things to it: creating a context, providing context, or providing value to the context, and using that value or consuming that value. So the way you create it is by calling a function called create context that comes from React. You call it, it gives you access to two components called provider and consumer. So using provider, you provide value to the context, and you can only consume value that you provide to the children component. If app is not the children of user context or provider, app will not be able to access the value of this context. So make sure to always pass the component where you need to use the context as the children of the provider. Okay. So here app is the children of user context or provider. So anything that is the children of app will be able to access it. So let's go into app. So here we are consuming the context. And this is a functional component. In functional component, you consume it using a hook called use context. You import it using React, and you just name the context that you want to consume. And here you will get access to that. Similarly, if I'm not passing data from app to header, I'm just calling header here. And header is a class component. And to use a context in class component, you have to import the context and pass a special static property called context type and just pass user context to it. Because of that, you will get a special property called this.context and you can access the values there. So in this way, we learned about context, the use case of it, why we need it, creating context, consuming context, and providing context.